Greetings, rebels, and welcome to the conservative underground, that last bastion of the one true rebellion. Oh, you can rebel against authority. You can rebel against the religion you were born into. You can rebel against your parents. But if all your friends are doing it, are you really a rebel, or are you just another follower suckling at the teat of the liberal media? I'm your host, Tylerlombardi, and I'd like to thank you for joining us on this, the maiden voyage of the conservative underground. I mean, you want to talk about underground. We're not in a bunker deep beneath a nondescript building like the Great One, but we are truly underground. Let's just say no one knows who I am. No one can know who I am. To the eye, I look like a long-haired hippie. I work in the arts. The people I work with naturally assume, since we are in New York City, that I am one of them, a lefty. I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing, or perhaps more accurately, a shepherd in wolf's clothes. I lull them into a false sense of security. I'm like Jane Goodall. They take me for one of their own, and once I have gained their trust, I slowly start educating them in the ways of accountability, autonomy, and true altruism. The things they fail to grasp. I mean, these are people who have no problem at all, though they are able-bodied citizens, in going on unemployment simply because they cannot find work doing the art that they feel they were put on this earth to do. Give me a break. This is one of the reasons that we're in this economic slump. The safety net of our social system is there for the CC core, the craps and crips, the people who can't fend for themselves, people broken physically or mentally to the point where there is no job that they can do. The people who don't understand how to exist in society and be contributing members. It's not for people who are perfectly capable and think that just because they pay into the system that they're entitled to leech off the safety net part of the system. No! Because they pay taxes like you and me, they are, yes, entitled to enjoy the protection of our government. That is the tacit agreement whereby we chose to remain in the States and pay taxes, thus gaining the benefits of a government that keeps our society together, albeit loosely. But the audacity of these people to think that they can just take whatever help they want, not need. They're stealing from not just you and me, the honest, hard-working taxpayers, but they're stealing from the people who need it. That's what I mean by true altruism when I talk about autonomy, accountability, and true altruism. True altruism is not throwing a giant party in Midtown Manhattan with cameras and satellite trucks to brag about how much money you spend on the needy, Bill Clinton, Al Gore. True altruism is knowing how your every action relates to the society around you. And these are the very people who argue for alternative energy because they supposedly understand how their every action affects the environment around them. The people who leave the lights on all over the place when they're not using them. These are the people who scream global warming when the mouse and keyboard on their hip Mac computer run on non-rechargeable AA batteries. Tell me what good all that cadmium's gonna do in our landfills. I'll tell you. I live down the street from an old battery plant. Can you say Superfund site? The lack of common sense thought in these people just blows my mind. So there you have it. This is why I'm underground. If my liberal co-workers heard what I had to say about them, I'd be looking for a new line of work. Tyler's not even my real name. I can't use my real name. I'd be shunned. You can't be a conservative artist in New York City. I used to work with a conservative Latino artist in New York City. You should have seen how that kid made people's heads spin. What do you mean, you conservative? You need to tell me how any self-respecting Latino can be conservative. He'd just shrug his shoulders and calmly explain how he'd been working from a very young age to help support his family, who had recently emigrated to the United States of America. He would tell them how proud he was of his ability to help provide for his family that did not need help from the government because he could work. His kid, he was under 20 at the time, would leave the libs just stymied. But there's only so long you can play nice with these people without exploding. Without needing to do something. And that's again why I'm here. I want to prove that there's more of us out there, because with all this talk of underground, clearly we feel unwelcome in society. We feel unwelcomed by the media. We feel unwelcomed by our ivory tower education system. Rush's talking about the underground. He's talking about how underground Levine's book is and will be, and it's true. We all want conservatism. We're hungry for it. Clearly the backlash against this current administration screams that we need a little more conservatism in our government.